Hey guys, what's up? This is JTQ9 of SSX-1 and welcome back to the channel. Season 40, War number 3. Oh my goodness, do I have a war for you. PBT, Battle of the Heavyweights. Oh my goodness, all I have to say, I just finished going through my paths and I am hyped up. I am hyped up about this war. I am nervous and shaking about all three fights, or well, 3 of the 4 fights that I've taken this one, and I can't wait to share this with you. If you like seeing people get smacked around, if you like seeing guys out of control and still somehow pulling through, oh my goodness, is this the war for you? Man thing here. Oh man, I was trying to get information on how to fight these ones. All I know, I was told to build Furies and just ground and pound. And that's kind of what I was trying to do. So I threw on basically max boost, just because the 3 of the 4 fights I was heading into, I was very, very nervous for. This one here, just worried about him using MD to get to 3 bars of power. I'm trying to bait specials and try not to die. So, I mean, here we go. Right off the bat. First SP3, unfortunately, did not lose any health here. So now still trying to build up my parries, still trying to just hit him where I can and not get too many. But as his debuffs fall off from throwing the SP1s, he's got and yet another red bar, or 3 red bars of power. Oh, actually on this one here, sorry, I threw it before him, but and that's right, because I was unblockable, I ended up trying to just get in and try to hammer him as much as possible. And yeah, here it is again, our second S3 taken, and unfortunately I did not have my invul boost left here, so I am now vulnerable. But fortunately I had enough Furies built up, I had done enough damage, and my R4 200 thing was able to do the job. That fight, I feel like I played wrong. Well, I didn't play wrong because I got him down, but I just was nervous that whole time going in. I thought it was just going to be kind of a basic thing, but I was worried about the MD and the 3 bars of power, and rightfully so, as he kept getting there, unfortunately. So, Icarus, this one here again was a little nerve-wracking. Have the white mags pre-fight on there, so Conflictor kind of basically doesn't become a factor. And my goal here again was to build the Furies, basically only heavy, so he wouldn't gain any charges. Because if I end the combo with a medium, you have that detonation thing that if you don't throw a special within a certain amount of time, I believe it's 20 seconds, you get energy damage on you. And if you do too many lights, he just builds his charges and then all of a sudden becomes unblockable, and then just other issues happen. So my goal here was not to push him to 2 bars of power. As you can see, I had 3. Oh man, I had the invul boost on there. Took some damage regardless. And now again, realizing how fast he got to that SP2, I am starting to not freak out, but I could tell you that this fight was a lot more stressful than it needed to be. So I mean, I do have 54 Furies built up. My goal initially was to try to bait out as many SP1s as possible, just throw the heavies and we'll kind of melt them down that way. Obviously the global node is affecting his power gains, so I have to be careful when I'm throwing my specials. And just, it starts to get dicey here, because now I'm cornered. I basically 2 hits, he's almost at 2 bars of power. I know how much damage the last one did against me, so I'm thinking, I'm freaking out. I'm like, okay, well, there's a heavy that somehow I was unstoppable for, so I didn't take the brunt of it. I'm like, he's got an SP2. I'm just kind of blocking, trying to see if he's going to throw the SP2. And then I was just like, you know what? I don't think... I was like... I don't think... Anyway, so what I ended up doing was I ended up quick thinking and kind of throwing a heavy to activate my protection and then pushing him to the SP3. So I wouldn't necessarily die from the SP2 potentially if I missed Dexed, or just, you know, if it was on, well, it wouldn't have been unblockable because he didn't have the charges up. Anyway, so that little tactic, being stuck in the corner there, basically saved me. Throwing that heavy, pushing to the SP3, and as you could see, it did no damage. Now, for the third of my sketchy fights, I have this Spidey Supreme. This one here, I've taken him before, but I've always, if you've checked out some of my previous war videos, I've always been extremely lucky to get him down. At certain points, I trigger protection when he's throwing an SP3, which did no damage and should have died. So this one here, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do my due diligence. I ended up dueling this guy for over an hour with my R4 thing versus my my 6-star, just to try to figure out what to do. And I can happily say that this was probably, well, it was hands down the cleanest fight I've ever had against him. And I've taken him, I think this is my third time now. So really excited with how it happened. The idea was that I can't parry. If I do parry, which I do on occasion, to just try to build the Furies up. But my goal here was to bait the heavy, throw the kind of counter him, activate his aura, and then wait till that runs out, and then do the same thing again. At the same time, as you can see, I was push pairing there just because I wanted to build up some Furies, and then with every one of those parries, you know, get the 5, and it keeps going. So one of the things that I did particularly well in my duels was that I got very, very, very comfortable dexing both specials. So regardless if I ended up pushing to SP2, I know you don't want to block it because it goes basically right through the block as if you're not blocking. So because of that, I wasn't scared to push him to the SP2 whenever there was an opening like there. So I had to, as you saw, the bait the heavy, throw it over, hit him, and then wait, bait the heavy again, and then attack him. So I lost, what, maybe 10% health on that. So it was about as clean of a fight that I could have possibly had. And you know what? When you put in some of the work and the preparation, good things happen. That's one of the questions I ended up putting into my battle group. I was like, guys, any advice on how to take this fight? They're like, no, you've taken it before. Good luck. I was like, are you kidding me? You guys, you're supposed to help. You guys know way more about this than I do, but very fortunate. So anyways, here I've got the iDoom versus Bishop, and if you saw DLL's war video from number 2, you know that he was basically built to destroy Bishop. So my goal was to just build up his kind of charges, his energy vulnerability, and then heavy cancel into an SP2 and just absolutely destroyed him. I had some technical difficulties trying to, you know, get a screenshot for a future thumbnail, but overall very, very, very happy with the way this went down. It was nice to end with that easier fight, so to speak, with the Bishop. But those first 3 with things, as I am by far not a thing expert when it comes to how to use him on attack. I've been using him, this is maybe the 5th or 6th time I've used him in war and haven't really used him anywhere else. But practice paid off, and I was able to get him down, and really happy about that. So with another war under our belt, we ended up posting a 161 as a battle group. Not our best showing, but you know what? We ended up coming out with the win regardless, with a 12-10 victory over PBT. So that was a big one. You know, starting the season again, 3-0 is always a nice place to be. Means obviously now we're going to have some tougher matchups as well, even though this one wasn't a walk in the park. They had a lot of very good placements that caused a lot of trouble for a lot of us. So anyways, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. As I said, I was super, super hyped up yesterday when I first started doing the recording and watching through all the fights again, and just, anyway, had a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you on the next one.